Hey guys, welcome back to the episode. This is a continuation of our last episode, so if you haven't already, go back and check that one out, because otherwise this won't make any sense. Actually, probably won't make sense anyway. Enjoy!
And we are back. Getting to the finale, the meat and potatoes of episode 043, with just Lonnie and Guillermo and minus our friend Jean-Luc
Picard.
Jean-Luc Picard. Captain. Don't pull his rank. Jeez.
I didn't.
So I touched on maybe 2 episodes ago or so that Lonnie was actually going to touch on something, or that did touch on something. Oh, there's a lot of touching going on.
Jeremy's giant cock.
Well, we ran out of time last time, and
You did.
ended up doing the game, which was long. So tonight, right now,
This, that,
very moment,
the other.
we're going to be talking about another topic here. That I guess the same topic. I'm rambling right now.
Are you drunk?
A little bit. I just had a little bit of a water.
I had an edible before we started the episode, and it didn't kick in at all. I'm kind of disappointed. I'm afraid it's going to kick in about halfway home,
As you're driving.
and I'm going to be dodging fucking moose on the way home.
Well, we're nowhere near moose country.
You're not.
Oh, are you?
No.
Is you for real? So,
This goes out to all of my fitties out there, all you peeps who are packed with massive gains, who are oozing testosterone, striations out the wazoo. Are you tired of walking into a room and being the obvious Adonis? Does it bother you that you're just want to shove your gullet full of sugars and lard like the common folks instead of being this amazing specimen all the time? Well, I've got the solution for you. Come with me on this journey and we can smash this goal together. Drop the weights and stakes and pack on a pouch on the couch. Let's turn these 6-packs to full kegs. I know you're tired and sore from being tired and sore from working out 6 days a week. I'm going to help you get in the worst shape of your life if you sign up today. Change out those sets of dumbbell curls with a case of beer can curls.
So I mean, like we're going on a stop. Just don't go to the gym. There's it's an easier route to just
Done.
Yeah, exactly. Done.
I win.
halfway there. Oh, sorry.
You just burnt too many calories doing that.
I did.
Did you say oh or
Oh! And okay, clear. So, in all of my years of fitness, aka fatness, I can tell you that weight management is all about calories in and calories out. You know what that means?
DP?
No, that means you got to eat more than you burn off if you want to pack on the pounds. So, like I just smashed like a Reese's peanut butter cups thing right here. That's what that is right there. So we're trying to get fat here. Fuck getting fit. It's easier to get fat.
Last year at this time, I was the best shape I have been in a long time. And
Hey, you know what the best thing about being fat is? Harder to get kidnapped.
This is true. They're like, fuck it, man.
where there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah,
Well,
just
I mean-
dead weight,
They
man.
just bribe you with cheeseburgers in their vehicle.
With sex trafficking being such a big thing and me being as gorgeous as I am right now, I shouldn't be losing as much weight as I am. I'm very kidnappable right now.
That's okay.
I'm just easily convinced. It's like, what's in there?
I'm gullible.
You really got that? All right.
For real?
You got fruit snacks in there?
How do I open this door? No, just
No,
sit
get
there.
out of my van. No, I really want to get in that van.
But yeah, so
Got candy in that van?
there's a few terms I'm going to be throwing out here. Like BMR. Do you know what BMR is?
Big, beautiful. Oh,
No, we're not. doing
Body
that kind of-
mass index.
It's like your basal rate. Basal metabolic rate.
Your
It's a scale that-
your base meatball rate.
It's a scale that people go by. It's the calculation of calories your body requires to just exist. There's like a whole bunch of online calculators you can find to calculate this number. That way you can work to double or triple up it. That way you're sure you never lose weight. So you're not trying to lose weight, are you?
I would like to.
Why?
Oh, I'd like to get back in shape.
No, round is the shape.
Well,
Get up there.
I want to start feeling healthy.
Are you a quitter?
And I don't want to feel like I'm going
You're
to
going
every day.
You can reach your goals a lot easier if you just adjust them to be more out of shape, because it's so much easy to get out of shape.
Well, then I win.
Well, keep going. That's the new thing these days. It's beautiful to be, fat is beautiful.
See, this is
say.
this is what you do. You take a bunch of medicine that makes you real fat, and then you complain to your doctor about how it's making you so fat. And
They'll
then
give you another medicine.
And then they change your meds and put you on a whole bunch of other medicines that makes you real skinny and not want to eat and keep you awake all night. Best thing about it, you can't come at all, so you just keep trying until you do. And then you lose even more weight. And then you have mental problems, and they give you more meds for that. And so you're just on more meds that can make it so you can't come. So you just keep trying and losing more weight. And then next thing you know, you're skinny and kidnappable again. Not that I know.
I'm so sorry for you, man.
Why?
Do you need?
I'm the happiest I've ever been.
Is that the pills talking?
I think so, because he's not blinking.
All right, there's another skill, BMI. You guys know what the BMI is?
I just told you.
No, you didn't. You told me talking about selling pills and shit.
Oh.
Something, body mass index.
There you go. He's got it. You're gonna have to bear with me.
Best meat ingredients.
It's better be really good for the.
There
Okay.
it is. Sorry. I haven't to find the button. I got to scroll through now these. So BMI is another skill, but guess what? If you are fit and in shape, you can't really rely on the body mass index. When I was in the military, they always went by the body mass index, and I was always overweight. It was like, I'm the one acing all this stuff, but I'm still having to get flagged and have to sign a paper and get some sort of discipline because my BMI is bigger than what you guys say it is. People who actually exercise regularly, it doesn't really apply to them. But it is a very good general rule for the common people who just live their day-to-day, go about things. So it's like, you'll find good measurements are decent enough. I think it's kind of outdated. I think they can update it because the bodies we see as average today is not the bodies back then. But then again, it was easier to monitor or I don't want to say diagnose, but offer better advice on something. So yes, the BMI doesn't really mean squat. I'm sorry for using the word squat because we're not trying to do any squats.
BMI for a healthy weight, what they consider BMI, is fucking ridiculous.
It is.
Through the CDC.
I'm always overweight. So.
Someone my size, let's put it into the BMI calendar. I'm 5 foot.
Did you say calendar?
Calculator, sorry. 5 foot 8 inches tall. Sorry, ladies. I knew you thought I was like 5'6".
I'm 5 foot 1993.
I'm 168 pounds. I calculate that. My BMI is 22.5. I'm overweight. Barely. Yeah, it's 25 to 29 is overweight. 24.9 is healthy weight.
All right, what am I?
You're 5'6" or
5'7".
Debatable. Justin.
191.
5'7". What's your garlic intake?
All of it.
Shit.
All of it.
Oh my God.
197. Justin,
Whoa,
your
geez.
BMI is 30.9, so you are actually obese.
Yeah, I figured. Well, I said 191, but it's not gonna be a big difference from that.
So that's the difference between me and Justin.
I'm
An
obese,
inch is
and
obese,
he's overweight.
and I'm overweight.
Yeah.
Let's check. Do me. Although I haven't weighed myself in a while, but I can take a guess at where I'm probably back.
You're probably at like a good 213.
You're what? You're 5'9"?
5'10".
Bullshit.
You're not 5'10".
Yes, I am.
We're gonna fight about this entire segment.
We'll pretend he's 5'10".
And I'd say probably around.
If you're 5'10", Justin is 5'3".
I'm 5'10". I don't know why that's like a hard thing to.
Okay. Anyway, what are you saying for your weight?
I'm gonna say probably 185. I probably got back up to 185 again.
26.5. You are overweight.
Nice. We're a bunch of chubs in here.
For someone who started this podcast as the fat one,
I know.
I am the smallest out of us all now.
And I'm obese.
What is it? It's like you have to be 33% body fat, or your BMI has to be 33% before they'll do the tummy tuck.
Before a woman will sleep with you. Yeah, I know.
No, the
Like a gastral
bypass. Yeah, they won't do it until you've hit 33% of your BMI.
Your body fat or body mass index?
Your body mass index has to be
Gotcha.
33%.
It's like, because my body fat is probably around like 17, 18%.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get it down to like 14.
What's your BMF?
My bad motherfucker.
You got it.
100.
Lonnie. So anyways,
Bang.
The bigger that we're going to get when we get on this journey of like just expanding out, becoming another fat.
Of
you know?
buffitude.
Yeah. Grab onto one of our muscle rolls.
The roll of justice.
We can start experiencing a little bit more, what do you call it? Do you want to call it side effects or special features? Special features. That sounds better.
Heart condition.
So we get shortness of breath.
Diabetes.
We can have body aches, but we don't have to worry about any of that because there's a solution for it. All we have to do is keep eating. Keep eating.
Eating.
It's a temporary fix, but it's an immediate fix. So we get those dopamine hits. And it won't actually cure anything.
Dope.
But it'll only mask it. So thank you. Oh, I got a fucking hype man. Nice. That's what really matters these days. It's absolutely no need to deal with our problems. If someone else has a problem, we can just shame them. So shame is an acceptable tool. Everybody loves to shame.
Every day I'm hustling.
That's sort of my intro to this whole thing. So I kind of want to talk more about like body shaming, image issues, body positivity movement, stuff along the lines of that. So, and I want to give a little bit of pushback to Lonnie because it was that same episode he was talking about, like he was being the only one who's PC, whether it be like a kayfabe or whatnot. I want to expand on his position. I'll give you like a chance to elaborate a little bit more, but there was...
And before he gets into this, I'm going to say this with all sincerity to anyone who needs to hear this. If you need to isolate this and copy this forever, whether you're a man or a woman, just listen to this and feel it. Justin, hit my sexy music. Baby, your body is a wonderland. And I want to take it home with me because it's so wonderful.
Ho! Okay then.
That sounds like a fucking like Burger
Barry
King
White.
commercial or something.
All beef
Where
patty.
they're showing like the slow pans of the.
Let's not talk about Burger King. I'm so hungry right now.
You fat shit.
I had Burger King on my way here and I felt fucking miserable.
Wow, that's usually the case.
Well, anyways, directing towards you, Lonnie. For me personally, I find like the First Amendment to be something of like the highest value. Like I think free speech, being able to speak your mind, because you can't have progress if you don't discuss things, if you don't find other people's opinions or whatnot.
Absolutely.
Like, you're no longer entitled to your own words when it comes to like the PC culture. It's like they want to try to be the arbiters of what they feel is right.
Absolutely,
so like,
yeah.
And if they have it their way, they would also include your thoughts too. So it's like you can't really control another person's thoughts, or I mean, you can try to what's the word? Improve, negotiate. What's the word? Starts with an I. To have somebody else change their mind. Persuade. You can persuade. Yeah.
That starts with a P.
Yeah. There's another word.
For the sake of your topic, I 100%, tear it apart. But for my own, satirical, when I said that, obviously satirical, one of the tenets I live by is you have 100% free reign as a human being to offend anybody at will if you choose.
Right.
So
that's one of the things I was going to call
right
out.
to choose.
Like, yeah, but Satanist is like the freedom to offend. Right. And I know you follow that, but like, yes, every now and then we'll break kayfabe on the podcast here, but like, yes, most everything we talk about is either for entertainment value and like using comedy.
For you.
Comedy is an awesome vehicle to try to get truth out, because like we're actually talking about these topics, but I mean like they might be serious topics, but we're trying to
Like my dick size.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, look,
fucking
your dick
tiny,
size is nothing to
actually.
laugh about.
No.
Yeah, it's a problem.
But yeah, no, I think John said it best on that same episode is like all he has to do is get on Facebook and find out what he needs to be mad about or something like that.
Right.
But it's like
Did you know we were canceling Metallica? I didn't even know Metallica was still a fucking thing.
it was back in Napster, wasn't that?
I don't know.
I know this has nothing to do.
Metallica hasn't like been a band for like.
Well, I mean,
years.
he's kind of. Well, I mean, they've been a band.
They're still a band. They're still making albums. And
Yeah.
selling out
news
shows.
to me.
Hayfield has just said something along the lines of like he doesn't know if he's still got like he's kind of getting a little torn up here a little bit. His mental hasn't really been on track, and his other band, like he screamed at like one of the new guys who looks like Danny Trejo. What's that dude's name? Trujillo.
Yeah,
Trujillo?
Robert Trujillo.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah, and I mean, like they still try to like coach him. It's like, man, you got it. It's still you're still good. Like keep going. But like he feels he's getting up there in age where like he can't play as fast as he used to, and like it's taking a toll. And he's verbally taking it out on either his bandmates or fans. It seems like so. No. So yeah, they're trying to cancel him here and there. But anyways, social media, that's what the social media is. Social media will tell you what to hate. It's like so many times you'll type something up, and like they pretty much just twist your words around, vilify you, try to shame you. So just delete it. They'll kick you and they'll beat you. So delete it. Just delete it. Sorry.
The fuck was that?
That's what he...
Justin attempting to be funny.
Oh.
But he's just...
It was amazing.
Dude.
Must be a Nebraska thing. I don't get it.
Well, that's because you're too busy fucking your sister.
Oh, man. Look at him visualize that.
I'm just trying to think what state that was. If it was Iowa or Nebraska, that like it was its #1 porn search on Pornhub.
Was sister
Incest, yeah. I think it was Nebraska.
Gotta go down to the corner store and get yourself a pack of cousin rubbers.
Oh my God. Okay, next. What are we talking about?
Let's talk about shaming. What are your guys' views on shaming?
It depends on what you're shaming.
Yeah.
I think it's stupid. I think shaming is awful. I think the best course of shaming is total isolation. Like total, I turn my back on Lee. I think that's worse than any shame that
Just
could
like
be.
silence?
Like,
Silencing?
you'd be like, here's where it is. I'm speaking my piece, and then after this, it's done and it's over with. You go your way, I go my way. Like, don't acknowledge the problem.
This kind of goes back to the levels of escalation that I was talking about on one of the other. It's like when it comes to especially social media and people who they want to have a horse in the race, but they don't do much about it. Like, I mean, I can go further with that, but let's just recap the levels of escalation. So there's having a dialogue, having a, level 1, which is like discussing things. I would like to meet everybody at level 1, but social media likes to turn things around and like throw things back at you. And they like to start at level 2. That way things can go either way and blame you. Level 2 is pretty much segregation. It's like, no, I'm on my, I'm blue, you're red. I'm pro, you're against, all this. Then level 3 is pretty much annihilation. So if shit does not work out between talking or even just going your separate ways, then you have to pretty much just cancel them. That's a torched earth, the final straw there. I want to hear your views on
Being
shaming
the elder
before I go there.
spokesman of the group.
The what?
The elder.
The elder spokesman of the group.
I mean, when you're talking about shaming, I mean, I guess you're basically talking about making somebody feel so fucking small that they want to kill themselves.
Sure, people got.
In a way, I mean that could be. It is.
And that's when I hear shaming. That's what I think of as like you're basically making fun of somebody for something about them physically or whatever beliefs that they have, and you just tear them down until there's nothing left of them, and they either break down and cry or worse, kill themselves. And to me, I mean, something like that's
on a
I'm not cool with that. And it's easier to do stuff like that nowadays with social media. We've seen it in the news many times where like a kid in school killed themselves because they were picked on so much and shamed on social media and school and stuff like that. So, I mean, anybody that's for that stuff, I don't know what's wrong with them.
I am actually for shaming because I'm against violence, but I'm for shaming. If a politician has a really crappy idea, I think shoving it back at their face, like you think this, so
something like that. But I'm talking about like more. My stance is
that's bullying.
Is physical, like making fun of Lonnie for something that he can't control.
Yeah,
we do that already.
And I agree with. And I don't agree with you on the bullying aspect. I don't think we should get rid of bullying because
I also agree with that.
Yeah, because I agree if we get rid of bullying, I think bullying is a key factor to a lot of successful people.
Yes.
Because bullying was a big factor on me actually coming out of my shell and becoming more open and more of the person I am because bullies who go for that effect of like keeping you down and trying to make you less of a person, but it can backfire on them. You can become more of it breaks your shell. It makes you more of who you are.
It can make you more toxic too. I mean, like hurt people. That is what they say. But intelligent people who are hurt, they can turn that into motivation, and they can pretty much like making a diamond out of the rough. Like it takes pressure to become something better. It's like, I mean, bullying is an ongoing topic that we've had on this many times. It's like, I am not advocating for bullying, but I am not saying we need to get rid of it, because it will never be rid of. Until we become automatons, machines, we can't get rid of bullying. As long as there's a sense of desire or want or need or greed or all these other human conditions, bullying will always exist. Somebody wants something that you have. Somebody sees success that you have. They want to get to that part. Especially in America, when we live in like a capitalist society, is like you put your efforts out to make money, you get money. You work harder, you get even more. Right. Some people can learn how to beat the system. Other people want that quick buck or something like that, or they'll go and take something from you.
But then that gets into, once it gets into that fight, that debate. If you work hard to get that money, well, why isn't this person getting that same money for working as hard?
Yeah,
that's a whole can of beans.
It is.
Or why don't I have the same opportunity to work just as hard as you?
I feel like a lot of the people who, if you want to say bitch about like the opportunities, like we all have the same opportunity to an extent. It's like we are not made equally. Like my genetics, I can eat a pizza right now. Jeremy may not. I mean, you could, but it'll fuck your tummy up. It's weird being a grown-ass man saying tummy. I'm sorry.
You said it.
But it's like you're obviously superior height and, chiseled looks and stuff like that. It's like we don't have the same looks. We don't have the...
At ease, soldier.
Thank you. No, one of the things I was talking about also before is like there's no such thing as a fair race. Two people will start at the same time. It's like it's still not fair, because somebody... Like only twins can have like as close to a fair race as possible, because like they have the same genetics, commonly the same diet, the same sleep schedule, possibly depending on how close they are, but it's not always as is or as easy or simple as that. It's like we apply ourselves and test our own abilities,
right? When
it comes to like being fair or equality, but we should all be treated fairly or equally.
Well, the problem being, too, is I think we have such asinine standards of what quality is.
I think quality's kind of been gone out the window. It's like when we have to try to accept everything.
I think we have such asinine standards of what perfection, what acceptance, and what...
It's deranged, if anything.
Well, the different levels, like what perfection is unobtainable. Then we have what acceptable is. And there's such a vast difference of people don't want to fight to be perfect because they know it's unobtainable, but they are comfortable enough with acceptable that they just stay with acceptable. There's so many missed opportunities between acceptable and perfection that they will never achieve.
I would say it's probably more of like a below acceptable. It's like
acceptable has gotten so blasé, shitty nowadays.
It's more like a neutral or so. Like
it's more of a substandard.
Yeah. And I mean, it's even lowering, especially on the central topic of like body shaming or body positivity. It's like trying to accept somebody, or not accept somebody, but accept yourself or someone else as who they are. You should be kind, you should be considerate. But like if somebody is obviously like hurting themselves or even their children, because like I hate that whole excuse. I used to be a physical trainer, yes. And like working in the gym environment and the excuses that some of the people come with, it's like, but it's not. You're like the whole big boned excuse. It's like, no, you're not big boned. That's kind of a myth. It's made up. It's bullshit. It's like the reason why you're bigger than you are or not where you want to be is because you have the same diet that your parents have and they have the same. It's like, it's not genetic. Our genes are a very small factor in how certain things are. Although there are small cases where somebody can have that as like a very valid excuse. But I guess going back to shame itself, I want to move into that a little bit later. But going back to shame itself, it's like I don't think shaming should be taken off the table. I reserve shame as a last tactic for me personally. I think violence is wrong. Shaming may be poor taste, but if it changes one's mind or bad habits, then it was probably the right thing to do.
I would take shame over reassurance.
I would too. I think because I like to be questioned. I like to be challenged. It's like, yeah, okay. Because it makes me realize or reevaluate my own ideas.
You say that now because your daughters are young.
I don't know how to work that. Wait, what?
You say that now because your daughters are young.
Being challenged?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Okay, I get. It depends on the thing.
Everything.
Yeah. So,
I say that now too because Moxley's young. Ask me again in 12 years, 13 years.
No.
Honest to God fact, and this is
on episode 200 and.
It might be a way off subject, but Moxley has the potential to be a flight risk. He's 2, and that shit is already terrifying me. Like, I'm like, oh man, I need security doors. I need these chimers on the door. He's never gonna get out unless I know about it. He's fucking 2.
You'll be
I'm
fine.
already paranoid about that shit.
It's like, where are you going? Where are you going? Who are you going to be with?
He doesn't have a vagina yet.
Like, text me.
Imagine if he does.
I'm not going to imagine your son with a vagina.
I'm saying if he does.
No,
that's
even
his
if he
choice
does.
if he wants one.
Huh. But yeah, so I guess when it comes to shaming, we'll move back on topic here. So like if a politician is trying to pull rights from a majority, I think mockery and shame is a good tactic to use to help them realize their fault in thinking. If it's not considering the rights of others. Take, for example, abortion rights, and I don't want to get too far into the weeds with this one, but just as an example.
We'll cover it.
Despite how you define or redefine certain factors, wishing for violence or death on a person because of their views makes you sort of the worst of the person, or worse than the person suggesting it. If somebody's trying to pull your rights, claiming for their head is kind of makes you the asshole. Shame them, and maybe they can turn around and see their faulty reasoning. It's like there's nothing else that works up to this point. So yeah, shame is a really good tactic. Again, I think it's poor taste sometimes, but sometimes it is the right thing to do. When it comes to weight management or something like that, like I grew up a fat kid. I had a parental figure in my life who did kind of mock me and shame me and stuff like that. Pretty much one summer, I dropped a lot of the weight, and it's like, oh shit, like I do feel better when it's not necessarily conditioned, but like when I can feel myself in my body. It's like I'm not just like sludging around. I'm not touching myself. Now I am.
I feel the best when I'm in his body too.
Thank you. So yeah, I guess when it comes to like the body positivity or culture or the movement, what are your thoughts on that?
I am 100% pro you and pro your body, regardless what the situation is. If you want to be proud of yourself, be proud of yourself. If you want to be mad at yourself, be mad at yourself. If you want to, it's you. I'll never tell anyone what to do or what not to do with their body unless it's laying on top of my body and I want you to do something else with it.
I'd say to an extent as well. It's like I am all for body autonomy, but when it comes to certain things that affect other people. So, for example, like...
Well, I mean, it's very loose general terms, am I saying that? Like, there's obviously situations where I will have an opinion, but in the loosest of terms, if it's not affecting the mass majority or someone I care about, fucking do you. If you want to dress up like a unicorn and fuck someone who looks like a bear, do it. If you want to...
That sounds like a fun time.
If you want to sit in the mirror and be 450 pounds and wear a size 0, go for it. If you want to be 130 pounds and wear size 5XL, do it. Be the person you want to be. If you want to be pastel goth, be pastel goth. If you want to be Christian chic, be Christian chic. Just be you.
I think my fine line with that is like, yes, I'm for a lot of the things that the body positivity pushes, but when it starts to redefine what truth actually is, so yes, acceptance is necessary. Yes, I want to accept you for who you are, but when you're going to preach like healthy at any size, it's like you look at, what's her name? What was that?
No, that's a lie. That's not true at all. That's not preaching body positivity. Body positivity is I'm proud being fat.
Well, it is. But the whole movement, the culture is also kind of like look at like Cosmo and all that.
Just saying, be comfortable with who you are.
Yeah.
No one's saying you're healthy who you are. No one's saying you're right.
That's what they are saying though. The body positivity movement is saying healthy at any size, saying
no
diets is diets is unhealthy.
In their mind, it might be. Like, if someone's 700 pounds and decides to jump on a treadmill and go, I'm going to be healthy today, probably not good for them to run 7 miles. There's
Probably not.
Probably some
Definitely
factors that might be. Yeah.
But they can work to that. Oh, I guess just doing movement. I do push, I guess, a little bit of like, because this is the only body you have, you know, like this is your vehicle. You need everything that you do is with your body. You need to have your body to be able to think, to be able to, you know, go up some stairs, to be able to play with your kids. It's like, if you're being a hindrance to that, like if people have to like, you know, like look at like My 700-Pound Life or whatever it's called. It's like you have like the kids sitting in front of the gaming on their Xbox and stuff and just asking for candy bars every hour on the hour. It's like, you're hurting them though. Like you got to kind of, you know, also enforce a little bit of movement and stuff. But
sure, yeah. If that's the life you live, good. No one is saying that you're wrong for living the life you live, unless you're committing a crime or offending someone I love, and I don't have the right to offend you back, or you are hurting a mass group of people or doing something wrong. You're not doing anything wrong. You might be killing yourself, and that's on you. I think every single person who's taking a drink is killing themselves, and that's on you.
Yeah.
That's, you know, you're not doing anything wrong, but you're dumb for doing it.
See, like looking on to today's media, it's like we have a lot of, well, okay, let me bring it back. One of the points I was going to address was like, what is her name? Cooney, something Cooney. She's like very anorexic. Like it's just
If you're
a skeleton.
talking about George, that's a dude.
No. Cooney, not Clooney? No. What is her name? It doesn't matter. Anyways, she's a very tiny, like all she looks like is like skin and bones. She had a anorexic, let me just pull up something. I think it's Eugenia. Yes. So yeah, this Eugenia Cooney. So when people are preaching the healthy at any size, and that's what they're putting on like Cosmopolitan magazines, that's kind of what they're teaching the youth and stuff. And I think when you're getting to the youth and saying like this is a good thing, I think it's kind of harmful. It's kind of maybe a form of child abuse, not directly but indirectly, because people look at these, you know, like look at the Kardashians and stuff like that. It's like people look at them as like the format of what beauty is, but like pretty much everything about them is fake. And it's like,
well, and they have a team of people that make them look like that.
That
they
too.
Have a nutritionist, they have makeup artists, hairstylists. They don't wake up and just
Photoshop and all that. It's like, they don't, and they know they don't either, and they accept all the other stuff that they put out there. It's like this is the standard that people need to, you know, the standard of beauty is very harsh on women, obviously, because it seems as though society tries to push more beauty standards on women and more skill standards on men. It's like we have different values that we have to bring to the table. But when it comes to like beauty standards, it's like most everything about you is fake. But you're saying like, okay, now after I've changed everything about me, you should accept yourself, body acceptance and all that. It's like, well, but you don't accept yourself though. You change everything. It's like you're free to change everything though. I mean, that is your prerogative. But when you're changing or redefining terms to make it fit like your narrative, you're being dishonest though. It's like you're cool to do all the things that you want to do, but like when you're corrupting especially when it comes to children, that's my biggest thing right there.
Yeah. Well, it's the same sense of just don't be upset if people aren't willing to accept your change.
That too. I'm saying like if I showed up to like a yoga class just reeking of shit and piss and I want you to accept me. It's like, no, I mean, hygiene is important.
That's your problem.
It is my problem, but it's actually becoming other people's.
No.
Yeah.
Like at the yoga class, explaining to you, like that's that person's issue. That person needs to solve that issue.
Yeah, because I mean, like hygiene is important because, like, think of things like the bubonic plague and stuff like that. People think it came from rats. It was actually bad hygiene, and it just killed off a lot of people because they didn't take care of themselves. It's like when you don't take care of yourselves, they're in drastic measures, drastic situations like this do happen. And like right now, we are like the largest we have ever been as far as weight wise.
We're getting polio back and monkeypox.
But yeah, no, people buy into the body positivity movement because it comes with an excuse that you're able to ergo your own responsibilities and lifestyle choices and have people accept you outright. And it's like when people, I guess, shoot for like, I don't need to change. I'm perfect who I am. It's like, well, if you're perfect, you're saying there's no room for improvement. I think everybody should probably strive to improve themselves day to day.
And that's where I get that perfect to adequate. Like there's that room in there that so many people aren't striving for. That's stupid.
Yeah. So yeah, no, I guess when it comes to shame, it's a good tactic, but a lot of people use that to vilify. Even the people who is preaching like acceptance, it's like, you don't accept me for this, and they'll flip everything around, and like push it right back onto you, vilify, cancel culture, PC, all this. It's a great tactic because it works. And when you can just rile up the masses and have people get on your side, it's like, oh my God, look at that poor woman or man or whoever it is, that poor other.
Your mother is the best shamer in your entire life, and you never knew it. That I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed. It's the best shame you will ever feel in your life.
Yeah. I think my biggest thing, I guess, with this is like, I can't stand people who are dishonest when they're outright just changing things. Because a lot of like PC culture is derived from dishonesty.
Yeah.
It's not accepting the truth. And it's like one of my personal Milani philosophies is like, try to make harsh truths become just truths.
Right.
It's like there are bad things out there. It's like, and this kind of goes back to like, if you want to call it like the nature of things. The world isn't necessarily your friend, but when you're trying to make everything as comfortable as possible so you don't have to do anything or little to nothing and have everybody accept you for exactly how you are, even if you're a piece of shit, you have excuses for that. You're saying, well, I'm this way, I don't need to change. It's like, well, you're a detriment to like the society over here. Yeah. I'm not saying detriment as far as like weight wise. I'm saying just how people react when it comes to questioning them on any level. But yeah, no, political correctness, I feel like it's the primary tool for cancel culture. I'm avidly against cancel culture. PC culture vehemently encourages a coddled culture. So when I was questioning you about like the whole PC culture, which you said on like episode 41, like, yeah, I just kind of had pause. Sometimes I don't know when you're breaking character, but yeah, I don't understand the scapegoat mentality when it comes to like the PC culture, like where you can have to play the victim card every single time, but also be the aggressor at the same time. It's like, but you're the one who's starting the shit. It's like you'll come and poke the bear and then say, oh my God, the bear, looked at me funny.
I poked the bear so it would attack me.
So, I mean, they get this sense of power though for having other people do the things for them though. So it's like, you're coddling them. Stop it. It's not doing anybody any favors.
Society.
All they do is like spread glitterous words into your echo chamber, but it's absolves you of any power. When people don't accept their own consequences, again, that's a place of dishonesty. It's like, but you're the one doing this. You want to be absolved from all of this. You have to plant your foot, realize what you're doing, look in a mirror, not a telescope type of thing. But yeah, no, these days, many people who claim to be the victim are the self-made victim and aggressor at the same time, saying words like fat, chubby, or obesity is supposed hate discourse or hate speech now. So I like to see people progress. And like when people post progress pictures, Facebook is doing a thing now where they're removing progress pictures because it's hate speech.
Can we have regression pictures? Like, this is me when I was in shape. This is me now.
Yeah.
I think that's what they are by like the 10-year challenge.
I'm finding
you 10 years ago.
It's like you can't do anything good for yourself because other people are going to get offended because you're making gains, not just when it comes to like fitness, but like anything. I graduated. Oh, that's hate speech. Some people don't have that luxury.
I'm 3 years sober. Well, I'm not. So
I think also like when it comes to like the PC culture, it's like they say silence is violence, but words are offensive and actual violence is not violence. So it's like, well, you're not making any sense. There's no reasoning. Silence is violence. So if you don't speak up, you're the bad person. But if you do speak up, you're saying the wrong things.
Right.
But if I attack you, I'm able to because I didn't like what you said or didn't say.
This is what we need to do to fix the world. Go buy some rocks. Buy some pretty rocks. Sit them on a shelf. Find someone you don't mind dying with. Look at the said rocks. Touch junk every now and then. Look at pretty rocks.
These are Lonnie Guidestones.
They're my guidestones. If you don't have someone who you want to die with, buy pretty rocks. Buy more pretty rocks because you can afford them.
What if I accidentally get my rocks off?
You shouldn't.
Oh. You might be right. So, continuing, going back to like Facebook is pretty much flagging certain things as far as progress pics. So if you better yourself or get marked up for being possibly offensive, they're saying exercise is unhealthy, dieting is unhealthy and dangerous, veganism is anti-black. It's like they're twisting things around and then putting a problem
lots
with
of black vegans.
Yeah, So, but they're like,
now swimming, that's anti-black.
I watched this book. I watched this person who's like, read this book. If you are veganism, this is anti-black. It's like, well, anybody can make a book and then say whatever. It doesn't mean it's true. Like, check your sources,
right.
Do your own experiments.
Gandhi was black.
To an extent.
Yeah. He's just dirty.
Working out is fatphobic. It's like, how you're trying to weaponize the words to make it more than what it actually is. You're putting a problem where there is none.
Words are the most dangerous weapons on earth.
Now, there's this push with phobia. It's a tactic to deflect from one's own responsibilities. It strains from whataboutism. So, like, if you pitch something and like, oh, well, what about this? It's like, no, that's not the topic at hand. We're talking about this. So phobia is a fear, and much often people use it incorrectly, but they use it because they are building power behind the word or usage. So the more times they use this, they're actually giving that more power. More masses are getting behind it, are learning this verbiage, and they're using that pretty much as a weapon. So, like, did you ever watch, like, My 600-Pound Life?
No.
See, I've only seen a few episodes, but people, they're used as spectacles, I guess.
And that's what's disgusting. And one of my favorite things on TV, though, is trash television. Like, You're Not the Father or the Jerry Springer Show. And every once in a while, I'll get on YouTube holes where I'll watch that. And it's taking advantage of people who are easily taken advantage of.
Right.
Who need to make a quick buck and want to be on TV.
What about people who are of a larger build and have to buy 2 plane tickets?
It's an unfortunate scenario in their spot, but it's a fact of life, unfortunately.
Well, you gotta look at if they take up 2 seats, the airline's missing out on
another passenger.
And it's just like, I hate to say, I mean, some people can't help but be bigger, but if you're that big to where you're taking up 2 seats, you probably had a hand in getting yourself that big. So
yeah, it is. That's the consequences that people have to accept for themselves. But, like, again, I'm saying pushing it as though it's healthy is where I draw the line. It's like, it's not healthy, though. It's like, if you want to change yourself or be at a more of a healthier or reasonable weight, yes, try to make efforts to do so. But saying, like, accept me, healthy at any size, that's a fucking lie. It's not, though.
Yeah, I'll accept you. I'll let you be anything you want to be, but don't openly lie to yourself that being 700 pounds and having a heart rate 170 over 130 is healthy. It's just not.
When you increase your weight, you are increasing the pressure that's on your heart. Overweight people have a higher risk of catching over 200 forms of, like, diseases, cancer. When you have excess visceral fat, stuff can bleed into your bloodstream and your DNA can pretty much kill you. It's like, that's what happens when it's, overly overweight, I guess.
Yeah.
And
in no way, shape, or form are we criticizing you for being happy who you are. Be happy who you are. I'm fucking happy who I am, and I'm ugly as fuck. But understand the logistics about being who you are as well.
Yeah. Again, changing the definitions of certain things is kind of where I'm drawing the line or wanting to draw the line. So, like, take the dating scene, for example. More and more guys these days are exiting the dating scene because they have that fear of being falsely accused of something. So,
talked about this
pretty
earlier.
much bullshit. Any guy who's had a vindictive girlfriend could agree that they would use fear by calling you insecure over the smallest or even biggest thing. Most dudes rather not have their woman sharing their goodies all over OnlyFans. She can easily deflect her decency or responsibility and respect of the relationship by calling you insecure. It's a common covert tactic.
But would you be okay with your significant other being on OnlyFans, let alone posting your junk on OnlyFans?
Not so much. I think that is one of the contracts that's established in our relationship. It's like, if you go against that, then it's like, I'd rather you not. It's like, I feel like it's an insult to our relationship.
Yeah.
But it's like,
is it more the fact of
this is just me personally, though. Other people are fine with that. And it's like, that's you. But in the contract of my relationship, I rather not. I think it's more, I don't know. I think I'm the type of person who kind of values the purity of the relationship. But when everybody has access to my wife, I think for me, it lessens the value. For other people, it might not.
Yeah. So the cuck's out?
I guess.
Whatever.
No, for me, I think I would push more of a body neutral thing. I think not saying like it should be shamed or it should be accepted. It's like you should just be fine. Like learn to that, making that harsh truth just truth. It's like if you're making your weight or like, you know how some people make their beard or whatever. It's like you're using this as an identity. When you play identity politics, you're actually asking for extremism. And extremism, I would say 100% births violence.
Well, it's the same way. Like I try to not, it sounds terrible. I try not to bring up having my mental illnesses, but it seems I do often. But I bring them up so I feel like I'm not acknowledged by them. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I bring them up to be like, I know. Don't treat me like it. When at the same tense, it's kind of like
it's not debilitating for you, but it's like it's there, like especially like in public, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, when it comes to like the overweight, like can you name like 5 overweight models?
I can't name one.
So like everybody probably knows like Chloe Marshall or Ashley Graham, Georgia Pratt. There's Tessa, what's her name?
I couldn't name a model, to be fair.
Yeah, but can you name one overweight male model?
I can't name well.
I don't know any overweight male model. None have graced any covers that I know of, but I guess I probably just didn't do as much research. But it's like, again, it is some of these people who are pushing that, you know, diet is unhealthy. You know, people yo-yo diet. It's like, yeah, because you don't have the mindset. You have to educate yourself. Therapy helps. School helps. Or some sort of education, knowing how you work or how you proceed on things or what your pitfalls are. It's like there are positives to this because it does give you a better mentality when it comes to acceptance.
A strong support system helps.
Yeah. But I think there's a lot more cons than when it comes to the body positivity movement.
We need a dick positivity movement.
Dick positivity? Yeah, I know. It's all good in the beginning of the relationship, but after you break up, it was small. It was small. Bitch, it was small when we started.
You didn't hate it when it was fucking a good effort.
So it's not the size that matter, but it does take a damn long time to get to Europe in a rowboat.
Yeah.
But
you said I was a fantastic cuddler.
Now, there's a lot more I can go into with this, but I think we might put this on
part 3.
I think John might have had something else to say with this. Too bad
poor John.
He's recovering. He's probably passed out.
I wonder if he sneezes, if his eyeball will pop out.
There's only one way to find out. Or fuck, I don't know.
We should see if we can pop out his eye.
I couldn't imagine having my eyelids sewn shut.
Yeah, how long is that going to be? Is it like because I mean, that's a sensitive skin and it should heal faster. I would
think
imagine.
so.
It's like kind of like mouth sort. Well, it's totally different than mouth cuts, but yeah. Never mind. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. Anus cuts?
Anus
in the mouth.
Anus cuts heal pretty quick.
Yeah.
That's why you got to add more lube. But anyway.
But yeah, I'm going to shut this one down right now. What do we have in store for the next episode? The next episode is actually going to be the Halloween.
We're going to talk about our favorite costumes. No, I don't know.
That's too hard of a question to answer. There's too many popular things nowadays.
Yeah.
Anything that somebody watches on Netflix or anywhere that's like they think it's the most popular costume when it doesn't even exist. I have people come into work all the time asking for if we have something. I'm like, what the fuck is that? And there's like, what's this video game? Never heard of it. Nobody's heard of it. So
because you're an old
Nobody
man.
knows what you're talking about.
Nobody. The companies don't even know what it is because nobody has it.
I think the number one costume this year is going to be the guy who owns Bupa de Becos.
Huh. I think what's
telling
it?
you.
Vecna? Vecna is going to be the big one. Do you have any Vecna up there?
I don't even know what the hell that is.
That's from Stranger Things.
Oh.
You'd
No,
be
because
all-
Stranger Things is basically like just regular clothing.
No, it's not.
No,
the
not
bad people.
Not the monster.
There's
That'd
like
be a boring ass monster.
The face,
No, there's just
necro, whatever.
we had the mask of the plant or whatever it was, but if that's what you're talking about, I don't watch that show. I can't get into it. I've
I think
tried.
you would like
I've
it.
tried several times. Yeah, and I can't. It's boring to me.
You're born.
Oh, I guess so.
Fuck you.
I've tried 3 times and I can't do it.
Your sister's
go-
boring.
To the same episode, or it gets really good.
No, I probably have gotten to like episode 6 or 7 in the first season, and
Guys, email us at BPT, boundlesspodtrap@gmail.com. Tell us what you want us to do for Halloween.
Yeah.
We haven't made a video in a long time. Tell us what you want us to do for Halloween.
We were going to be in the same BPT fashion of doing a Halloween bracket. I am kind of curious of what listeners might want to see thrown in the reins there.
Jeremy wants to kick us out and have a whole new crew do the bracket.
We should, because it's going to be the same results.
No
matter. Yes, it is.
Anybody can vote against their own results. If you don't want to see something,
we already have John. I already talked to Joe about it. He's down to do it. I think getting some fresh perspective on it would be a better idea. It's not that we're not going to be there. We're going to be there, but they're going to make the decisions while we make it interesting for them.
We can easily make it interesting just throwing new gears into thing.
I don't think. I think it's going to get the same results as it has been the last 2 years.
He did so good. We went through a whole movie podcast, and we went through 5.5 hours of this podcast until Moody Jeremy showed up.
It's because it's fucking 12:30.
I got to wake up in 5 hours.
Tired as shit from work and getting this movie thing going. I wanted to get a little bit of sleep tonight since we start filming on Saturday, and I'm not going to get any sleep then. So, and my headache is like full force again.
Hey, Jeremy.
It really sucks.
Da-da-da-da.
I can't. It hurts to yell. I think doing the did not do my headache any
Here, would this make you feel any better?
The outro music? Absolutely.
There it is. There it is.
Guys, thank you for listening to this week's episode. Check us out on all our major platforms. Also, check us out on Facebook. Become one of our friends. Like our stuff. We have a whole bunch of stuff on there. Like I said, email us at boundlesspodtrap@gmail.com. Let us know what you want to see. Let us know what you want to hear.
Things or opinions that you agreed or disagreed with.
Yeah.
Remember the Halloween brackets coming up? Just pitch some names in. We don't even know what we're going to be doing yet. We'll figure it out within the next few weeks.
I think I'm going to start us a TikTok while we're filming the movie. Post short videos and clips of us while we're there having a good time. So maybe expect that. I don't know if it'll be under the Boundless PodTrap or it'll be under Shorty Films. Might be one of each.
Movies or music that you want us to get takes on?
Adult film stars we should look up. OnlyFans you want us to check out. Fansleys.
Yeah.
Twitters. Reddits. Facebooks. Amazon reviews. Kids novels. Podcasts we should check out.
Back of a macaroni box. I'll read it online.
Email us. We're excited to get our first email.
Erotic fan fiction.
We got emails.
We get emails all the time.
Misfit Kings and ads to other podcast stuff. Thanks. But yeah. Thank you guys for listening to episode 043. We will see you, well, it's going to be every Monday now and sometimes Thursdays, depending on what we have loaded in the gut.
After this episode, I feel like we have like 3 months worth of material.
Hey, you shut your mouth.
You know what we have loaded in? Zazzle.com.
All right.
Thanks for listening to this week's episode. Join us next time for more absurdity that only the guys from the Boundless PodTrap can bring you.